So EA decided to drop a brand new patch yesterday for Madden for the brand new season 3 and all that stuff. And basically we're just gonna talk about it today. It's a lot of gameplay stuff, some mud stuff. We're gonna kind of talk about it all. We're not gonna talk about every little thing, just the important things. Now I want to say, because in most of my patch note videos I do, a lot of this stuff they say that they fixed or they did, it actually isn't even fixed or anything like that. It's really not. It's actually crazy, but for the sake of them saying that they actually have fixed this stuff, we're going to go with the presumption that they did. But just know, a lot of this stuff that they say, hey, we fixed this, we fixed that, we did this, they don't. But we're going to go as if they did. So for starters, the first thing they did, I'm not going to cover this like crazy. They basically, in regs and franchise, they gave a lot of people new X factors and abilities and all that stuff. If you want to see all that, I'll put the link to that, the link to this whole gridiron node stuff down in the description. But I'm not going to go over every ability and all the stuff the guys get. If you want to see that, you can see that. We're here for the actual, like, you know, patch stuff, you know what I mean? Not that stuff. So the first thing we're going to look at is the gameplay stuff they fixed. And the first thing they talk about is they fixed the kick meter glitch. If you guys know, there's been a glitch in Madden. They actually fixed it and had they broke it again and then have had to fix it again. So this is their second time fixing this. There's been a glitch in the game on a kickoff or even a field goal. If you're kicking like an ice kick, there'll be some little box that'll hover over your the kick meter, and you can't actually see your kick meter. So they actually, this is their second time fixing it. They had already fixed it, then I guess they broke it again, and now they had to fix it again. So they have fixed it for the second time now. Hopefully it can stay fixed. This right here is a fix that I can't believe we had to wait till almost the end of November for. You know how sometimes you put a slant out there, you put him on a slant, and he just magically stops running the route? Well, they have finally fixed that. Your slants will actually run slants. It took them to almost November to fix slants. Last thing we're going to talk about, not in the gameplay section, but in this like first paragraph category right here, is, because the rest of the stuff is just like, it's not that important to talk about, they have tuned it to where guys are supposed to catch interceptions more. Now, I have heard this so many times, like, you know what? No, I said we're gonna go as if they said this is good. It's supposed to be a thing. So now supposedly you should be catching picks more. Hopefully, pick artist is a guarantee to work now. Because if I have pick artist on a DB and he drops a pick, then there is no point in me having it out there. Hopefully, it's to where, you know, guys will catch picks a little bit more without pick artist. So if any of you guys have played on this new update, you can let me know down in the comments, because this is the day after the update dropped yesterday, so let me know. So this next section of gameplay stuff we're talking about is blocking, and the first thing they talked about, this is actually a this is pretty big. So remember back in Madden 21 when delay fades are a thing? You know, oh man, if you didn't get to experience the delay fades, man, you missed out on some good stuff. Because no, it's a good thing that you missed out, because that stuff was terrible. And then they basically made it to where like all delayed routes are trash. You actually can't even, they don't do it how you used to be able to dictate when the guy was able to, you know, get out of his delay. It was some crazy times. Basically what I'm saying is, and also when you put let's say you put a guy on a delay flat route, you put him on that, it's just like I say, it's just a 4-man rush. Your right tackle will not even touch the edge rusher just because that tight end's on a delayed route. I don't know why, but that's just how it is now. Apparently they have fixed that, so maybe delayed routes might be a little bit better. They're never going to be what they were, but you know, maybe they could be a little bit more viable now, because the reason why people don't put them out there is because you put them out there and now your right tackle doesn't even touch the DN. Right here it also says that they have fixed to where defensive linemen sometimes get stuck in certain block animations. Now there's a lot of different instances I can think about. There's some where like a guy will be engaged with a lineman and he's just doing like the same thing over and over and nothing's happening, or sometimes he'll get engaged with a lineman and he'll just be like kind of stuck. So maybe they just made it to where defense versus offensive lineman engagement is just, you know, how it's supposed to actually be. So this fix right here they talk about, they say basically an elite edge rusher engaged in a double team would shed to the inside, allowing the QB to escape the pocket. I don't know if they mean on a contain, because for example, against nickel normal, a lot of times quarterbacks will take off right up the middle on you, even if you contain. And the reason why is because the inside guy will always go way too far and he'll start actually pass rushing. But they don't say anything about a contain. They just say an edge rusher being double teamed, he would go to the inside and allow the quarterback to run up the middle. So I'm not really sure if they mean on a contain or in general, because that sounds more like a contain issue. Because if an offensive or defensive tackle is just rushing the quarterback, then I mean, you know what I mean? So I don't know, but it's something I've seen a lot in nickel normal. So maybe what they mean is like, even if the D tackle sees the quarterback right next to him running by him, he'll react faster and go and get him. I don't know. It just sounds like maybe D tackles and nickel normal. I say nickel normal because this is something I see a lot in nickel normal. Maybe they'll just react to the quarterback running up the middle a lot better and be able to get him. So right here, they talk about how they fixed the pulling guard to stop stutter steading on pull plays. Well, let me not say pull plays. It's only on one play. Gun slot, offset, RPO, counter read. They fixed it to where on that play, I guess it's a play where the guard is pulling. He'll stutter step and he won't get out there and make his block. Dog, that happens on almost there's a lot of plays that happens on where guards are pulling, where they just go out there, they suck in the open field, they stutter step, they don't do what they're supposed to do. Why did they only fix that on one play? Buck sweep is the prime example. You guys know I love the buck sweep play. They do that so much on there. Like, it got like often, like, what are we doing? Why did we only fix that for one play? That needed to be fixed in general. That is terrible. Now we are on to post play. The first thing, it just says they've added signature walks, dances to players for the more, you know, like how Justin Jefferson's the gritty. Like, some people just have signature stuff they do. I guess they just added that. I'm not going all of them. You could, first of all, you can see them. The next section is franchise. I just kind of read it, looked over it. It doesn't really seem like there's anything intriguing. One thing I will say, though, about franchises, they did just, they're trying to add cross-platform to franchise. A lot of people don't know that there's actually no cross-platform to franchise, which makes no sense because the one thing going into the game this year, I was like, okay, they're adding cross-platform. And from a MUT standpoint, I'm like, I don't really care. But I'm like, okay, that's good from a franchise standpoint. Not everybody can play with each other, but this whole time it hasn't even been cross-platform. So now they're starting, it's in a beta stage. The only way you can do it, I think you actually have to download the beta version of Madden, which I guess you would already have had. The only people that are going to be able to do it are the people that own that beta, because not everybody even had it. So, and that, I think that's the only way you can do it. So I don't understand what the big problem is with having cross-platform on franchise. After franchise, the next section is Ultimate Team. I just read over the whole thing, and out of all the stuff they say, it's really just a bunch of, like, I don't want to say quality of life changes, but it's just a bunch of like visual bugs. Like, it's nothing that's like game changing. It's just some visual stuff you would see that they kind of changed in the menus. And really the only thing I could say that, like, even the last thing, they just added icons to the champion leaderboard. Like, they didn't, it's just some visual stuff, some stuff that might have not have looked right, or just all that. There's really not much to it. Next section is Superstar Mode. Same thing. I read over the whole thing, and it's just a bunch of visual issues, just like much, just things that didn't look correctly on screen, which is weird because I haven't been playing Showdown or Superstar Showdown at all really recently, but one of the big problems I remember on there was a lot of times you would load into the game, not like the actual like franchise game, but I'm talking about like the Superstar Showdown part, the online mode, the 3v3. You would load into a game and you wouldn't have your abilities. Like, half the time you wouldn't. Sometimes you would, sometimes you would. It was just random. I don't see anything in here that talked about that. I don't know if it's already been something they've fixed, but for anyone that plays Superstar Showdown, if you could let me know, has this been addressed yet? Because from my knowledge, it hasn't. The rest of this stuff here, NFL authenticity, I can't say that word, whatever, man. Presentation, UI, and audio is just what you think it is. The authenticity, yeah, man. Presentation, all this stuff is exactly what it is. It's just visual stuff that wasn't correct that they had to change. That's really it. I'm not going to go into the depth of it. And then that's pretty much everything. So really the main thing that I'd probably take away from this patch is you might be able to catch more picks. Delayed routes might be usable now, and you can throw slants again. And yeah, I mean, those are kind of the main things, to be honest. Those are pretty good changes. Still some stuff that needs to be, like, you know, I don't see anything in here that talks about wide receivers dropping wide open passes without gift wrap. I haven't been playing MUT recently too, so I'm not too hip to, I still see people using gift wrap though, like you know, pro players. So I would assume guys are still dropping passes without gift wrap. I have not played on this new patch. Like I said, this came out yesterday. So for any of you guys that have played on it, let me know if you know what's going on with it. If you're liking it, if it's a step forward, if it's a step backward, is it all a lie? Let me know what you guys think about it, man. Like I said, I see some improvements in here, but a lot of times with these patches we hear this stuff and it just, you know, like look how bad season 2 was. A major step backwards, man. So let me know what you guys are thinking about season 3 so far, man, from a gameplay standpoint, not from a content standpoint. I wanted to get this video out a day after it came out just because I wanted to see where everybody was at with it. So we can, like, you know, don't look at it before you play the patch and be like, okay, well, this is what's supposed to happen. And you're looking for that, you know, play it and then let's see afterwards, like, okay, so this is what you guys did. You know what I mean? I just look, I like to look at it a day later. So I don't know, but that is pretty much gonna do it though, boys. Yeah, man, I'll see y'all on the next one.